Hello and welcome to this replay cast of this match of Mechabellum. Here we are on the red side and our opponent Resobit was on the blue side. We are playing as the Typhoon Specialist while our opponent as the Fire Badger Specialist. I didn't see the Aerial Specialist on my side. I thought my opponent might have it. Uh, but my opponent did not pick it. So anyways, Typhoon is good for chaff clearing and it's overall decent unit. So we have steel balls and arclight as our stride. Our opponent starts with sledgehammers and crawlers, which is good for us. We buy two fangs at the starting round, put them in front. We both start quite close to the line. Our opponent tries to open a flank with these crawlers on their left side, I believe. Yeah, their left side, my right side. Uh, the arclights will take care of them, but these sledgehammer very close to the line creates a problem for my fangs, and my steel balls are starting to get cluttered on the incoming chaff of the crawlers. But nonetheless, the steel balls manage to break through the help from the arc lights and get to the sledgehammer, which gets deleted almost instantly once the steel ball gets a hold of them. And that's for the first round. We get a victory in the first round, but I was worried about the aggression. I do get the intensive training for any kind of giant units. Both of us get the intensive training actually. Our opponent will receive his their fire badges at this point, upgrade the sledgehammers, and we I think start getting more fangs. Uh, our opponent also used the intensive training on the sledgehammer immediately. What did we use our money on? Yeah, we get an 1 unit of fang and 1 unit of steel ball to match the sledgehammers. 2 units of fire badgers are a problem, and they place a missile to deal with the central unit of the fangs. This round might be a bit of a problem for us, while the central arclight almost get destroyed, but the uh, steel balls cross the arclight and tank, but my arclights are getting destroyed completely by the fire badger, and my steel balls are also completely destroyed. They get stuck on the crawlers, and that's all that will be for that round, and we lose that round to the fire badgers and the crawlers. Here I skipped. I believe I skipped. No, I picked the advanced power system to increase the speed of our all units. Our opponent also does that same thing. Uh, and I get my typhoons. I place them on the side to deal with the crawlers, the mass of crawlers, which are creating a problem for us. And also buy more steel balls to deal with the fire badgers and the sledgehammers now. Nothing better than steel balls in the early rounds to deal with these heavy units, especially those which are in more groups. Giant units are better dealt with the melting points, while these units which are in groups but are heavier dealt better with the steel balls. They're quite tanky, fast, and deal a lot of damage over time. We upgrade one of our steel balls. They will tear apart the what do you call them? The fire badgers and get immediately to the tanks, the sledgehammers, and our typhoons clear up the chaff. So no interference to our arc lights, which provide good support from the back line, and the steel balls manages to get through and eventually bring us the win on this round. So we are on round 4, where we get the unit drop round. We have Farseer, Wraith, Phoenixes, and Stormcallers. I pick Phoenixes here, imagining that I don't have anything against air, so our opponent might go air. We only have the Typhoons, so our opponent might try to push us on the air, but they go for the Farseers. Although our Phoenixes are sat behind the line, and the steel balls will cross them eventually, so our Phoenixes will be more or less safe from the Farseer's fire. Uh, we get an extra deployment slot, and we drop 2 units of steel balls, from one from our original deployment slot and one from the new deployment slot, upgrading one of the steel balls too on the other side, as this is pretty much a symmetrical game, symmetrical match on this one. We both are playing the center. Our Typhoons are now having a bit of problem on the chaff clear on the right side, given the upgraded crawler. but the steel balls will have no problem tearing through the front line of our opponent, getting to the far spheres. We also get a tower, timely getting the other far sphere and getting us a quick win on that round. Now our opponent is trying, getting quite low on health here, and we get a drop where we pick up the Iron Blast. Our opponent decides to skip. The Iron Blast for them also would have been quite good actually. Uh, Destroying my backline on the Arclights might have been pretty useful. But anyways, our opponent decides to skip that and drop two Scorpions pretty far forward actually. Maybe trying to get to a backline. Our opponent does have some chaff, but at this point the chaff is too tied up on one side of the map, which I believe is the main problem our opponent is facing here. I decide to drop another group of Fang just to tie up the units for a bit longer. They are just chaff. They don't have any other job here. They are not doing anything else except tying up the Fire Badgers for our Steel Balls to take care of them eventually. Our Steel Balls manages to get through almost instantly through everything, and even the Scorpion gets destroyed. But the other Scorpion would be turning and will get through the Steel Balls, but there is no air supremacy at this point, and the Phoenixes get us the win. Uh, the A bit more chaff in the front line might have been good. Maybe some tech on those sledgehammers. There is no tech on our opponent's side, which might be a problem for them. In Mechabellum, levels do help a lot. Levels increase the attack and defense and the health of the unit, but techs are the one that wins you the game mostly. And we just have more tech at this point. We just had more levels from the start. Our opponent is taking a lot of time to choose. He chose the Vulcans at the during this round, so I'll just hide the panel here. Um, and There is a Vulcan drop. We decided to upgrade our steel ball further and get energy absorption on them so that they're a bit more tanky against any kind of upgrades and techs that our opponent can bring. Three Vulcans, but the problem is our opponent does not have any problem dealing with the chaff. The Vulcans deal with chaff pretty well, but they are not good against things like steel balls, which are heavier units. Uh, our opponent might have been better going for something more helpful for that, maybe. The Scorpions were a good choice, but they can't do much without the chaff help. Maybe Photon on the Arceer might have been good, but anyways, the Steel Balls rush through and get us the final win on this round, giving us the win on the game. Well, that will be it for that replay, and uh, a lot of things from to learn. You can start a bit far forward, but you always need chaff in front. If your carry units are too far front, then they can be easily accessed by your enemy to deal with. Uh, Putting the chaff on one side was kind of a mistake because of well, I am a Typhoon specialist. I will eventually get the Typhoon. They are good at aerial defense and also chaff clearing. Maybe some aerial units might have been good for our opponent too. Anyways, that's it for today. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Take care. Bye. Particular out.